Welcome to your daily dose. My name is Mais, and today I'm going to talk to you about the optimal wine storing conditions and temperature. If you don't want your wine to be ruined and to get aged prematurely, you need to sit closer and listen to me carefully. By following the guidelines that I'm going to share to you today, you'll be able to keep safe your wine until you drink them or until you sell them. So number one, temperature. Keep your wines always cool. As cooler you keep your wine, as interestingly they will develop. As warmer you keep your wine, as more quickly they will get aged. So ideal wine storing temperature varies from 11 to 14 degrees of Celsius. However, if your temperature a little bit goes high, like up to 17-20 degrees, or it goes a little bit down, that's normal. You need to pay attention that the temperature will not go above 24 degrees of Celsius. Your wine will be cooked, it will get flat flavor and aroma, and you need to make sure the temperature is not going below -4 degrees of Celsius. So number two is temperature fluctuations. I have already mentioned the ideal temperature for the wines. So 11 to 14 degrees and 15 to 20 degrees of Celsius. So however, if your temperature fluctuation is dramatic, like something 10 degrees, 15 degrees or 7 degrees, it will affect your wine. So you need to make sure the temperature fluctuation is not too dramatic. It's not more than 5 degrees of Celsius. If it is something 10 to 15 or 15 to 20 or 6 to 11, it's nothing more than that. So number three, wines do not like light. If you are storing your wine somewhere close to the window or somewhere where sunlights are directly exposing your wines, you should better move them from that area. So lights are affecting your wines. Lights will bring to dry out your cork, and you know what happens when the cork is drying out. So that's the reason why winemakers, they are bottling the wines in the dark or sometimes in the black bottles, in order to protect them from the sunlight. They're kind of sunglasses. And some wines, like some sparkling wines or some champagnes, high quality and expensive champagnes, they are coming in protection kind of a box or cellophane to protect them from the sunlight. So protect your wines from the sunlight. Number four is humidity. Humidity is very important point while storing your wines. So ideal humidity is 70% for all the wines. However, if the humidity varies between 50 to 80%, it will not be harmful for your wines. You need to keep an eye that humidity will not go lower than 50%. Otherwise, it will bring to your cork to dry out, and you know what happens when the cork dries out. And on the contrary side, if the humidity goes more than 80%, it will create a mold. In properly sealed wines, they will not be affected by the mold, but however, the mold can affect the wine labels, and it will not be easy for you to sell that wine. So in order to keep an eye on the humidity, you better get a thermohygrometer. Thermohygrometer will help you to determine whether it needs to humidify or dehumidify the air. So if you don't have a thermohygrometer, you better go get it and install it. Number five is vibration. So do not move your wines unnecessarily, especially that applies for the old wines. We all are aware that old wines, they have a particular sediment on the bottom part of the bottle. Once you are moving them, that sediments are going up, making your wines unpleasantly gritty. So do not move your wines unnecessarily. Number six, do not store your wines in a household refrigerator. We all aware that household refrigerators, they are going well below 4 degrees of Celsius in order to keep the perishable foods in a good condition. But that condition might bring to the lack of the moisture, and it leads to the drying out of the cork. And again, we know what happens when cork dries out. So if you're planning to store your wine in a household refrigerator for long term, you better avoid it. And the last, how long wine should be stored? You know, there is a saying that as long as wine is stored, as better it becomes. This is not correct for all wines, especially for the low quality wines or average wines. Low quality and average wines, if you store them more than 10 years or 15 years, the quality will deteriorate. So good, like average wines, in the average red wines you can store from 2 to 10 years. And fine and good quality wines you can store even up to 100 years. The same system you cannot apply for the white wines, because white wine storing period should not be more than 3 years. 2 to 3 years. If you're already storing your white wine more than 2-3 years, it's a time to open and drink it, or either to put on promotion and sell it and finish it off. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this training will be helpful for you guys. Again, not forget to subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned. Thank you.